Hi, we are live again. In the last video, there was some technical issue. Yes, I was talking about that this video is a little detour from what the kinds of videos that I make. And in this video, I'll talk about CAT 2019, and how you should prepare for it now that only 4 months, only 4 weeks, not even 4 weeks, it's on 24th November. So 26 days are left. Um, how should you go about it? How should you prepare about it if you haven't done anything so far? So let me tell you, uh, there are two kinds of people: one who are smart and other who are hardworking. And 99% people have to be there with their hard work. Smartness will not take you to heights unless you start working hard. So if you haven't done anything so far, it's a little difficult to score very high percentile, but still there is a month of time and you can do a lot in this much time. So this video is for those people who haven't done anything so far and still want to excel in CAT. So what should you do? Uh, First of all, you will need approximately 4 hours every day. You will have to devote 4 hours every day, no matter what, no matter if you're working, if you are in college, if you have placements going on, if you are serious about CAT, you have to take out 4 hours every day on weekdays and about 10 hours on weekends. What will you do in those hours? I'm assuming that you haven't done anything so far. The first thing you will do is you will select a test series. So the popular ones are offered by Time. Then we have IMS, and we also have Career Launcher. Okay. So back in my time, I had joined IMS as well as Time both. I had found that Time was a little difficult, and IMS, it was a little closer to the difficulty level of actual CAT. So uh, for after you have decided uh, test series you want to enroll in, suppose you have enrolled in Time and IMS, the first thing you will do is you'll do this today, and you will do a full length question paper. You'll ask me, why do we need to do a full length question paper? I haven't even studied anything at all. I have no clue about it. You have to do it because before starting, you want to understand what are your stronger areas, what are your weaker areas, and what areas uh, do you really need to work a lot upon. It's possible that if you are an engineer, you will breeze through quant, but you will really struggle through the verbal section. But we still have to figure it out, right? So take out 3 hours of your time. In those 3 hours, you will switch off your mobile phone and you will just start and give the test without any distraction. Okay. After you have finished the test, you will simply uh, match your results, check your score, and see what are the sections you are doing at, and how are you doing at what section, and uh, what are the subsections that you are lacking at, what are the sections that you are lacking at. If you are good at quant, if you are good at LRDI, or if you are not good at verbal and RC, you have to figure that out. First things first, uh, after you have figured it out, all the sections, you will just write them down in the increasing order of your comfort. So the first spot will be taken by the subject where you scored the least. Okay. Now you are done with the test. You are done with this. Now you will sit, you'll pick your weakest area, and you will start giving sectional tests. Right? Why are these important? You'll ask me, oh, I still do not know anything about it. Shouldn't I spend some time in learning theories, or memorizing the formulas, or maybe doing things like that? No, you should not. Maybe you could, but it will not add a lot of value because there is not much time left. All you have to do is practice a lot, and you will pick the pattern from the practice. You will not learn by learning the theories. You will only learn by practicing. There is a question, you will solve it, and you will see if you get any clue to solve it. If it's a multiple choice questions, do anything to eliminate other options. You don't have to solve it properly, or think, just think, apply all of your brains, take all the time that you need, but just solve it. After you are done solving it, or maybe spend half an hour at least on the problem with full concentration and still unable to solve it, then maybe look at the solution and see how they are doing it. Learn from it. Make note that you will not repeat the mistake ever in your life, ever in any of the exam once you learn something. Okay. So with time, what will happen is that with time you will keep having a database of questions, and if any question from that database, or any question that is even remotely related to that database comes in the exam paper, you will be able to nail it in no time. Okay. One another thing that you have to note in this regard is, uh, you will also have to compare your solution with the solution given in the test series solution. Okay. If they are applying a technique that you are not aware of, if they are doing something that you didn't know, and it might save you more than half the time, you'll have to adopt those techniques. You'll have to make note of those as well. These fundas might work with quant, practice a lot, but let me tell you, this funda works everywhere. So uh, when I gave CAT in 2017, I got a overall percentile of 94, and I had 68 percentile in verbals. That's it. As just 68 percentile in verbal, and in quant and DILR, I was well above 98 percentile. So what happened? So during next year's CAT, I had worked a lot on my verbal, and my verbal score went up from 68 to 96 percentile. And I did not start reading newspapers. I did not start reading books. All I did was I did a lot of VCs, uh, RCs, a lot of verbal questions. I have practiced them a lot. I'll do them daily. This is what helped me. This is what is going to help you. You know, the more you practice, the better you become. So make a rule that I am going to solve three RCs every day, three reading comprehensions every day, and do it. You will be able to do it. With time, you will see that your score is improving. This is what happens. Okay. So VARC section is all about your all about your practice. And of course, there are some people who are naturally good at it, just like the people who are naturally good at quants. There are people who are naturally good at VARC, who will score more than you with lesser practice, but do not worry, you will surpass them with enough amount of practice. Coming to DILR, for the past few years, I have heard that uh, the questions are really difficult and time consuming, and that's why the cutoffs are lower, so you don't have to worry about it. One more thing, if you have solved enough number of problems in DILR, uh, you will see that there is a pattern. You can identify that pattern, and always link you can always link it to what you have already done, right? So if you have solved enough number of questions, you could be sure of at least solving the easy ones. Guys, CAT is not about solving all the questions. CAT is about solving the right ones. There are 100 questions, and close to 100 questions, and uh, you don't have to solve all of them to get into good IIMs. Uh, you just solve one third of them and just solve them correctly. You will rock it. You'll nail it. 200 out of 300 is more than enough to get you calls from the top three, top five IIMs. Okay, so yes, this was That now, so how should you go about it to sum it up? Sum it all up. Uh, the day you are watching this video, you are going to go give a full length mock test paper. Okay. Then you are going to analyze which sections you are good at, which sections you are not good at, and finally, the sections you are not good at, you will do a lot of sectional tests. You will map your answers with the answer given in the test series, and you will check where are you lacking. And for every question that you do wrong, you will make a note of what you did wrong and what is the correct solution, so that you do not repeat that mistake again. And with time, you will see the questions are repeating, at least the pattern is repeating, and you will definitely score better in the future. Okay. On weekends, most of the people are free on the weekends. I'd say that you give a lot of mock papers. uh, Analyzing a mock paper is more important than just giving the mock papers. So uh, for 3 hours, take out 3 hours of time. Once your admit card is out, you can always decide if you have morning slot or the afternoon slot, and you can sit for 3 hours and give the exam based on your slot. Uh, if you have exam on 9, exam the morning slot, maybe you can sit from 10 to 1 a or 10 to 1 p.m. and start. After your tests are over, you will spend more time in analyzing it, analyzing the paper, what you did correctly, what you did incorrectly, where you took most of the time, where you took most of the time, but even got it wrong, where you get least amount of time and got it right. Okay, these are the things that you need to be aware of, and keep practicing on weekends. Just try to give 4 mock papers and analyze them. That will easily take up your you know giving one mock paper and analyzing it is easily 3 plus 3 plus 1, about 7 hours of work. So even if you give 3 mock papers over 2 days and analyze it properly, it will be more than enough. So this was it. And do not lose hope. There is time, and there are people who just practice for 2 weeks and they still excel. They still get 99.9 percentile. Yup, there are smart people, but there are hardworking people who have to work harder. And all the best for the exam. If you have any questions, if you want more of these kinds of videos, uh, I'll keep posting them. Thanks for watching this far. If you have, you can subscribe if you do not want to miss such updates. Um, Thanks again.